D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the article that I read to bring you this video, and you can read it for yourself, or you can just watch this video when I'm going to read it to you. Now, also, before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now that we got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started? So for my first story this week, this story is a little bit older in terms of it happened on Monday. So it is from Deadline, my favorite. And it says they've cast the female lead, Sofia Falcone, in the Penguin show for HBO Max. And they've cast Cristin Milioti. I don't know how to say her last name. Anyways, I do like this actress. However, I feel this is the wrong choice for this character, and we'll talk about that in just one second. So, Made for Love star Cristin Milioti, I'm just going to say that, is returning to HBO Max as the female lead opposite Colin Farrell in the DC original limited drama series The Penguin, working title. A spinoff of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Now, personally, I have to be honest with you guys. Also, I don't care for Matt Reeves' Batman movie. I thought it was, when I first saw it, and you can watch my review for it, I gave it a glowing review. I thought it was good, but now I've seen it a total of 3 times. 1, it's way too freaking long. That's why I can't watch it too many times. And 2, it's not very good. It's not very good. I honestly don't think that Matt Reeves likes Batman, and I don't think he understands the character, at least from what I understand from the character. Reading comic books for so long. In fact, I just got the new one, the new Batman Joker Deadly Duo. It was pretty good. The first issue was pretty good. And if you want to read another one, Batman 128 and 129 are pretty good. Except yeah, I don't want to go into comic books. I'm sorry, I went into it too much. Okay, so anyways. So it says the series expands upon the world Reeves has created for Warner Brothers Pictures, Blockbuster, and centers on the character played by Farrell in the film, which he did a great job. I love Colin Farrell. I think he's a good actor, and I do enjoy him. Okay, so it says Milioti will play Sofia Falcone, daughter of Carmine Falcone, who was played by John Turturro in the film. Sofia is fighting with the Penguin for control of the city. The character was prominent on the Fox series Gotham, where Sofia was played by Crystal Reed. Now, in the comic books, if you watch now, Cristin Milioti is just not the right body type for this character. Give me 2 more seconds. I'll finish this article and then I'll go into that. So it says, The Penguin is executive produced by Reeves, Dylan Clark, Farrell, and some other people. Who let's see, I'm sorry, who writes and serves as showrunner, and Craig Zobel, Lauren, who directs the first 2 episodes. Okay, so Craig Zobel, who writes and directs the first episode, but all these people are producing. Gosh. Based on characters created for DC by Bob Kane and Bill Finger, The Penguin is produced by Reeves' 6th and Idaho Productions and Dylan Clark Productions in association with Warner Brothers Television, where Reeves and 6th and Idaho, that's so long, are under an overall deal. 6th and Idaho's Daniel Pipsky also serves as executive producer with Rafi Crone. Anyways, Palm Springs star, that's where she's from. I didn't watch that movie, though. Milioti plays the female lead in Peacock's thriller, the series The Resort, which I also haven't seen, which is awaiting a season 2 renewal decision. She is repped by a bunch of people. Yay for her. Now, I just want to say, as far as casting goes, the Cristin Milioti is not a bad actress. In fact, I can't remember. I know I've seen her before. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head. But she is a good actress, and I don't say it's bad in casting her in the sense that acting wise, because she is a good actress. It's just the character of Sofia Falcone is very big, very bulky. She's huge. She's a shit brick house. She reminds me of the one sister from Encanto, the the big sister that's got the strength and everything. That's what she reminds me of. And I feel like a really good casting call would have been Gina Carano. I'm not making fun of Gina Carano in any way, shape, or form. I love Gina Carano. She's a queen. But I do think that if they would have cast her, that would have been perfect casting, in my opinion. But they didn't, and it's fine because there is a version of this Sofia Falcone character where she's like little and petite and everything, but she's a good fighter. And they did that with Gotham. They didn't go for the big bulking Sofia Falcone. So I think maybe this was a misstep in my opinion, but what are you going to do? I think that was the contrast in the comic books, especially with the Long Halloween. You had this big bulking woman that was like, probably the best choice to take over the family. And then you had this little like dude that wasn't very, big, but he was all scheming and everything. But yeah, I just think, good for Cristin Milioti. I wish her nothing but the best. I'm probably going to watch this show, maybe depending. I have to see I'll probably watch it and cover it but I'll have to pay for HBO Max for like 3 months. And I don't want to do that, That's what I have to do with these streaming services now. I just pay for them for a couple months to watch the shows that I want to watch, and then I bail, All right. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, and this one I'm quite excited about. And this comes from Fandom Wire. I've never used this website before to do a story, but it popped up on my stream, my thread somewhere, my stream or whatnot. So I was like, ooh. So I clicked on it. I was like, oh, tell daddy more. All right. So it says DCU reportedly bringing back Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke as a member of Amanda Waller's Checkmate. And I was like, ooh. I wish they hadn't gotten rid of the Suicide Squad in the Peacemaker show, but I'm pretty sure they'll bring that back. I just really like the Suicide Squad, and it's but Checkmate is pretty much the same thing. It's just a different name. So it says DC has finally started to gather its bearings, and that too at quite a commendable pace. Sorry. So it says, hold on, let me just skip that. Okay. After Batgirl's cancellation, a few corporate blunders, and the end of Walter Hamada's tenure, the future of the franchise started to look bleak. But that has started to change quickly when the new additions that have recently been introduced in the franchise, including the reinstallation of Henry Cavill's Superman to the DCEU, and James Gunn along with Peter Safran being crowned as the CEOs. And I did a story about that. You guys can check that out, or a video. That's Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. He looks good there. Although I don't think Joe Manganiello is like the best actor, but he's good enough for Deathstroke. And to add to the list of things the franchise seems to be getting in order is the reported return of Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke to the DCEU, which I think is just calling the DCU now. Joe Manganiello is rumored to return as Deathstroke. Fans witnessed Joe Manganiello's debut as Deathstroke in the 2017 Justice League as an intimidating and powerful anti-hero. I don't want the anti-hero thing at all. Wherein he partnered up with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, which I wasn't a huge fan of that, but it's fine. But because Slade Wilson's previous connection to Ben Affleck's Batman movie had been scrapped, the only other time he appeared on the big screen was in Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2021, after which the 45-year-old announced his resignation from the role. Let's see what else we got here, which is super bummer. However, there has been a faint bustle going on about his reported return to the DCEU. While a while ago, certain rumors claimed that Deathstroke versus Batman was most likely to happen, indicating the return of Manganiello's superhero, as well as Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. Man. As per the rumor, Henry Cavill's Superman was also going to make a reappearance, which he did. So not all hope is lost. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little sicky. So anyways. And according to more recent reports, Deathstroke might just be coming back to the franchise as well, but as part of the government intelligence agency developed by Amanda Waller called Checkmate. And it's just basically like bad guys it's basically the Suicide Squad, just with a different name. An operational agency functioning covertly, Checkmate serves as an independent division of Task Force X. Set up by Amanda Waller, aka The Wall. The Checkmate agency also made an appearance in season 9 of the CW Smallville with Maxwell Lord at the helm, working as the Black King and Amanda Waller running the management as the White Queen. The organization of supervillain allies, though falls under a governmental jurisdiction, is nevertheless led by antagonists and corrupt officials. So if Slade Wilson's character was to be reprised, man, I'm having some trouble reading, when it makes sense for him to be placed amongst such a network, but there's still certain uncertainty about the position of power we would assume as a member of the agency. He should be the leader. I mean, he's the best fighter. However, no concrete information about the same has been revealed yet, as much of it is a mere conjecture. But DC has been one of the surprising, DC has been one for surprises lately, if the comeback of Cavill's Superman was any sign. So fans might just be able to celebrate Deathstroke's return in the foreseeable future as well. Meanwhile, a Man of Steel sequel is already said to be in the works now that Cavill has officially returned as Clark Kent to the DCEU, with WB actively looking for writers for the same. And that's the end of this article. I think this is a great idea. I hope it's true, and I hope it happens, because I really do like them bringing back these characters and giving these actors a chance to show everybody what they've got. Show us what you got, boys. Because I think that even though, again, I don't think Joe Manganiello is like the world's best actor, I do think he would have done a good job. I mean, he's good enough to play Deathstroke, and I'm pretty sure he's not looking to win an Oscar with this performance. And plus the Oscars hates comic book movies because they suck. But I think I'm happy about this. I'm really happy about this, and I hope it comes to fruition, because it sounds like a great idea, and I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. So that is my second story of the week. So for my third and final story of the week, now I tried to get another DC news story, but I couldn't find one. So for my third story this week, I'm going to do just a WB story again. And I wanted to just do another J.K. Rowling story, because they had a call. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what it was called. Anyways, this comes from Variety, and they'll mention it in the article. And it says, David Zaslav open to a deal with J.K. Rowling on more Harry Potter content. And I'm all here for it. If you've seen any of my videos, I am on J.K. Rowling's side in this matter, and I hope that she gets more. But let me read this article for you guys and then give you my opinion as we go along. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav mentioned the potential to do something with controversial Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling on another title in the Wizarding World franchise going forward during the company Q3 earnings call Thursday. That's what it was. It was an earnings call. And it sounded like he was just like placating. He's like, oh yeah, I'd love to do more Harry Potter. The remark was made as part of a lengthy statement about the importance of franchises like DC's Superman, Batman, and Aquaman films, as well as Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, and Sex and the City content. It was during this answer that the WBD CEO, say that 5 times fast, mentioned his interest in if we can do something with JK on Harry Potter going forward. And I hope they can. I hope they finish up the Fantastic Beasts franchise, because even though it's not the best, I do actually I love being in that world. We're going to have a real focus on franchises, Zaslav said, in response to a question from a media analysis about how content will differ under Warner Brothers Discovery from the AT&T run Warner Media era and before. We haven't had a Superman movie in 13 years. We haven't done a Harry Potter movie in 15 years. The DC movies and the Harry Potter movies provided a lot of the profits that Warner Brothers Motion Pictures over the last 25 years. So a focus on the franchises, one of the big advantages that we have, House of the Dragon is an example of that. Game of Thrones taking advantage of Sex and the City, Lord of the Rings. We still have the right to do Lord of the Rings movies. What are the movies that have brands that are understood and loved everywhere in the world, which I think is a great idea. All right, let me continue. Zaslav continued, outside the US, most in the agreement Europe, Latin America, Asia have 40% of the theaters that we have here in the US, and there is local content. And so when you have a franchise movie, you can often make two to three times the amount of money that you make in the US because you get a slot and a focus on the big movies. There are loved that are tentpole. The people are okay. I'm going to skip this part and just go to here. Batman, Superman, Aquaman. If we can do something with J.K. Rowling going forward, Lord of the Rings, what are we doing with Game of Thrones? What are we doing with a lot of the big franchises that we have? We're focused on franchises. All right, let's talk about Rowling here in this article. Rowling first ignited controversy in June 2020 when she posted a series of comments to Twitter in which she argued that discussing gender identity negates biological sex. If sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction, the author wrote. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. The author continued to double down on the same position in the years to follow. And she said nothing wrong. And since then, she's said nothing wrong. And if you think she is wrong, then I'm sorry, you're not correct. And I think that you need to move on, just move on. Earlier this year, Rowling feuded online with Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister of Scotland, over the country's gender recognition reform bill, which aims to simplify the means by which a transgender person can legally change their gender through obtaining a gender recognition certificate. The certificate allows trans persons to receive a new birth certificate with their correct gender. Many Harry Potter actors have publicly opposed Rowling. Emma Watson, who is a total asshole, responded to the author's initial anti-trans comments by writing on Twitter, "I want my trans followers to know that I and so many other people around the world see you, respect you, and love you for who you are." I mean, you can do that and still agree with J.K. Rowling. I mean, I see trans people. I respect trans people. I accept them for who they are. That doesn't mean I think that trans women should go into female jails. Like, come on, guys. Daniel Radcliffe published an open letter proclaiming transgender women are women. Radcliffe recently said that speaking out against Rowling in 2020 was important. Yeah, speak out against the woman that gave you your life. He's not even that great of an actor. I mean, like, everything I've seen him in, I'm like, he's subpar. I mean, like, he's mediocre at best. But yet he wants to just give up this money. I mean, he's still making money off Harry Potter. I would love to see him give up that sweet Harry Potter money. He will never do it. He's getting royalty checks from that shit like left and right. There's no way he's going to give that up. And he's a hypocrite for it. Anyways, if he gave up all his money from Harry Potter, I'd believe he was for the cause, but he's not. He's just placating, the crazies out there. There are no active discussions currently with Rowling about developing another Harry Potter movie, according to the source at the studio. There is also currently nothing in the wizarding world in active development at Warner Brothers, inclusive of both the Harry Potter franchise and the Fantastic Beasts IP. The most recent release content based on Rowling IP from Warner Brothers was the third Fantastic Beasts film, The Secrets of Dumbledore, in July, that was preceded by the Harry Potter reunion special, Return to Hogwarts, that launched the HBO Max last December. Warner Brothers has not produced a Harry Potter film since the original franchise ended with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 in 2011. All right, that's the end of the article. I'm glad that David Zaslav is prepared to work with J.K. Rowling and make another Harry Potter anything. I just want to say, though, I'm on J.K. Rowling's side with this whole thing, and they should try to make another Harry Potter movie, but I think that they should also really try to finish the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I think that I think that J.K. Rowling needs to take a step back as the main writer and really give it over to Steve Kloves. Let him write the script, but her, kind of dictate to him what she wants to happen and everything. Because I think that I think that Steve Kloves did a really good job transferring book to screen. He didn't do a perfect job, but I think he did the best he possibly could. And I think that's what J.K. Rowling needs to do with these Fantastic Beasts movie, because it's very obvious to me that she's not a script writer. She's a novelist, and I love all her books, even those ones with Cormoran Strike. I love those books. But I think that as a script writer for movies, she's not the best. But I think getting help there's nothing wrong with that. But I am glad that David Zaslav is open to work with her again and make more Harry Potter content. In terms of the actors, you don't want to come back? Fine. Recast them. Recast them. I don't even care. Fuck those assholes. If they want to shit all over the woman that gave them a life, then fine, let them do it. But don't come crying when you ain't getting when you're getting, crappy Hallmark Christmas movies because you can't get a freaking movie. The last movie I saw with Daniel Radcliffe was that one with Sandra Bullock, and he wasn't that great. And I mean, he's all right, but he wasn't that great. And then Rupert Grint has that show on what is Apple TV? Is anybody watching that show still? I mean, it's got a fourth season. I mean, like maybe somebody. I'm not watching it. I don't care. And then Emma Watson. I mean, fuck that hoe. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I'm on J.K. Rowling's side, and I really hope they do another Harry Potter movie, recast everybody, and so that way she can just flip them the bird on the red carpet. All right, you guys, that was my last story of the week. I went on a little rant there at the end, but tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Cristin Milioti being cast as Sofia Falcone in the Penguin show for HBO Max? Do you agree with me that this probably wasn't the best casting physicality-wise, and they should have cast a bigger person like Gina Carano? I wish they would have cast Gina Carano. Or do you think this is perfect? This is kind of like a Gotham-esque kind of there was a writer that did her as a more petite kind of girl, but she fought really well. And what do you think about this Penguin show? You gonna watch it? You're not gonna watch it? All that good stuff. Tell me what you can think about that. How do you feel about Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke coming back to the DCU? Are you cool with this? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke? From what we've seen, we really didn't see that much. But are you excited about it? You're not excited about it? Tell me what you think. And then finally, where do you sit on this J.K. Rowling thing with David Zaslav saying he's open to dealing with her again and making a new Harry Potter movie or franchise or whatever it is that they want to do? Like I just said through my little rant, I'm all for it, and I can't wait for the next one. I just want to be in this wizarding world every day, all day. All right, you guys, tell me what you guys think about it, all this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye. Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.